discussing this earlier with EY consultant on the best of breed versus a one comprehensive natively integrated solution. So that actually aligns quite well. And it's great to hear that has actually helped simplify maybe silos and different departments and data and so on. So fantastic. I think a lot of people can resonate with that. Shift over to Paul a little bit about, the fact that, many customers have competing priorities. They don't know necessarily where to begin or which priority to address in the short term versus medium term versus long term. So it'd be helpful to understand how Capgemini partnered with Eneco eMobility to help them define this roadmap, to be able to prioritize and to be able to really maximize the impact on their business.
Yeah, sure. Great to be here with you both, Maureen and Sebastian. So at Capgemini, we have an end-to-end approach to really transform customer service with AI. And it's an approach that we tailor to each customer. But really the broad elements of it, I'll start with strategy and planning. So this is to really understand the organizational maturity and current pain points. And then really thinking about how to reinvent both those customer journeys, but also the employee journeys for a co-pilot and agent-first world. And of course, thinking about the business case to actually justify the transformation. Then we're typically moving to what we call enablement, where we follow a user-centric design and DevOps practices to deliver, obviously, a high-quality solution, but also delivering at pace, so that we can demonstrate impact quickly. And I guess in the context of contact center, in this particular phase, there's a number of different starting points for customers and decision points. So architectural options around things like CTI integration and direct routing and use of Teams as well. Of course, change management is absolutely essential. We've now got 4 generations of in work. And obviously across those generations, there's different levels of comfort and already adoption of AI. And it's really important that we acknowledge that and work with those different generations and different approaches to adopting AI. Then in terms of execution, we're really looking to deliver value early. So this could be rolling out to a subset of the business. In the case of Eneco eMobility, rolling out to one country first to show the value, take the lessons from that, and then, of course, scale further. And, of course, can't go without saying in terms of data and AI strategy and governance. And really, these are the foundation of building customer trust and, of course, customer loyalty as well.
Fantastic. I mean, this is exactly what we're seeing as well. I mean, it's those quick wins, get up and running in one country so that, the organization can see some impact and you get more buy-in and then you can roll out further. I mean, that's just fantastic. And again, adoption is key. You can have the best technology in the world, but if the users don't use it, then it's rendered useless, right? So absolutely aligned on that. So back to Sebastian. So you've mentioned some challenges, and it would just be helpful to understand your perspective about how the role of leadership and organizational culture played with regards to making sure that this transformation was successful and impactful.
Yeah, for us, it played a vital part, obviously, because we do find it important that leadership is aware of what we're trying to adjust, because it also impacts their staff. And directly impacts their adoption strategy. There's obviously a sort of internal sale you will have to do of a new product and platform. So for us, the proof was in the pudding. We basically went for a simple deployment first to see how it worked, connected to our existing systems. And from that proof of concept, basically built out to what we currently are at, where we completely streamlined these operations inside Dynamics. And it's a process that should take time. It's always the advice from my end, especially to my internal stakeholders, because adopting it it's just different. And the benefits need to become very clear, and you only get that by experiencing it. For example, not having to switch around context as much into different browsers, or having to work with different tool sets, but having everything basically at the push of a button and centralized into one solution was a big necessity for our organization to work on excelling it. And we're also using it to measure our customer satisfaction. So our happiness of our customers is essential for our business. We find it important that we deliver high quality services and that our customers are happy with us. And this is one of the tools we use to enable that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, definitely it's important that they get their hands on the solution, right? The users, and then they can understand the benefits of training, making sure that you're giving them guidance, and when they get stuck, where they should go in order to be able to overcome that. So that's fantastic. And thank you for that. So just a little bit about the technology, Paul, if you could tell us a little bit about what exactly was implemented from a contact center perspective, and, how did this really come to life?
Yeah, sure. So obviously Dynamics 365 contact center and customer service sit at the heart of the solution. And Echo eMobility also migrated from another vendor to first-party voice calling with Microsoft. These features are things like case summarization, so helping customer support teams with concise history of the customer interactions. Of course, drafting email responses, assisting craft clear and personalized email responses to customers. Natural language questions, so helping customer support teams access and retrieve information from knowledge bases and internal documents. And also things like AI topic clustering, so automatically organizing and categorizing customer interactions based on common themes and common topics. And then, of course, now the stage is set for leveraging agents such as the knowledge management agent, opening up possibilities to drive further improvements. And I think it's fair to say, Sebastian, a lot of the focus has been around really the employee-facing experience. And now, of course, there's the opportunity to move to more self-serve scenarios with Copilot Studio. So, really this, I guess, constant progression in terms of opportunity to leverage features in the platform as well as extending them. And
that's just amazing to think about. Generative AI, Copilot it's just a very short amount of time. And now, there's case summarization they're leveraging and answering emails automatically and saving an enormous amount of time. I mean, it's really progressing in such a rapid way. And you're, a showcase that it works and people are using it on a daily basis. So it's great to hear. Sebastian, so, now that we understand the technology, could you share a little bit about some of the business benefits that was realized at Echo eMobility, please?
Yeah, so we see streamlined operations across the board by the usage of Copilot, for example, for case summarization, because with us, cases can run quite long because either an installation takes long or just a lead time to get a case finished. Because of the interdependencies with either vendor or with the customer or within our own process or suppliers, allow for a case to run quite rampant at some point. And because of that, the case summarization is a really good feature when somebody calls to get a quick overview of the core crucial points of what's going on, but also what kind of communication has been to the customer, right? Through email, through voice, or, what kind of messages have been logged. And through this, we just see a very much of a sort of a reduced time to operate towards that customer, and also handing over to customer satisfaction a lot more in terms of, delivering a quality solution quickly because we have the whole history quite summarized. But it also, for example, looks at the knowledge base to determine if there is a proper knowledge base article present to give an answer, and is currently sort of experimenting with the drafting of those emails automatically, and trying to figure out if the quality is high enough for us, but it looks to like it's going into the right direction. For example, the tone of voice, right, is quite important as an organization as ours. to make sure that we always speak to the customer in the same way and that we don't get a sort of fluctuating tone of voice. But in the end, you just see a lot of value in reducing the amount of lead time for customer care employees to deliver value to the customer.
That's fantastic, really. And I think the innovation continues. So it's not a destination, if you will, but it will continue as and when you start seeing benefits, then you start understanding what's possible. And I'd like to just wrap it up with Paul. Are there any best practices or any advice that you can share with the audience here today, given the number of customers you've been working with? How do they maximize their impact of their contact center transformation?
Yeah, certainly. So we've been working with customers for over 18 months now in terms of transforming customer service powered by AI. And I would say consistently there's 4 factors that are key to success. The first being start small and scale. And when I say small, I don't mean proof of concept, but actually fully deployed to live, and be that for one country or one product line or one department. But actually use this in live and take the lessons before deploying further. Second, very much around employee engagement, as we've spoken about. As I said earlier, we now have 4 generations in work. If you think on top of that, we now have agents as part of the workforce. This is a very significant change to how we work, how our teams function. So we need to consider that full spectrum of concerns and make sure that we're properly training and engaging people as part of this transformation. And it's not a one size fits all for different teams, different levels of maturity with AI. There will be different approaches that will work better than others. Thirdly, data quality, of course, is important. But I would also say it doesn't have to be perfect before you start with AI. We're working with many customers where actually we'll deploy to a group of super users first, and they can rate the quality of the outputs and use this for continuous improvement. And working through this, staged approach before then deploying to, wider internal teams and then ultimately customer-facing teams. And then the final one, of course, measure the business impact. And by the right things, I mean not just productivity. Productivity is one aspect, and of course is important. But as Sebastian touched on, we need to consider customer satisfaction. We need to think about, customer satisfaction across different demographics. Of course, employee satisfaction is important, staff retention. So think about all the KPIs that are important to you and your business. And I think if you factor these 4 things into your transformations, then you'll be well on your way to achieving, the incredible benefits that we're seeing by transforming customer service with AI.
Very, very well said. I must say, incredibly articulate. And I think you covered all the bases. And I'm super grateful to have had this conversation with the both of you. I know we all have very busy schedules, and I just want to thank you sincerely for being here with us today. And I'm sure that the audience has found this discussion extremely valuable, as have I. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
AI is transforming the way we work. This isn't just a trend, it's a reality echoed by our leadership, by industry leaders like EY, and proven by success stories from innovators like Link & Co. and Eneco. For service teams, the goal is to empower every service representatives to work at their best, providing faster and more personalized replies to customers. Service reps used to spend valuable time manually searching for case information, taking notes during call, and crafting responses from scratch. Now, with Copilot, they can focus on what matters the most, the customer. Copilot handles the rest, summarizing conversation, surfacing relevant knowledge, and even drafting follow-ups. Copilot is more than just a productivity tool. It's your intelligent assistant, seamlessly embedded in your workflow. And this is just the beginning. Copilot is evolving and becomes the interface for interacting with autonomous agents, expert systems that streamline business processes and drive operational excellence. Whether you build your own or leverage Microsoft's built-in agents, you're equipped to transform service operations. In customer service and contact center, 3 key agents lead the way: the case management agent, the customer intent agent, and the knowledge management agent. Let's check them out.
Autonomous agents can help reduce the manual burden on service reps, as well as enable evergreen customer self-service and assisted service. Let's see the case management, customer intent, and customer knowledge management agents in action. I'm a senior service rep, and I've just received an escalation for a new issue. Instead of having to manually create a case, I see the case management agent has already generated one. It identified relevant case details based on the customer's history and the transcript to auto-populate the appropriate fields. With Copilot, I'm also provided with a summary and other information to help quickly get me up to speed. And if I need a little more help, it will jumpstart collaboration with Microsoft Teams. Meanwhile, while I work, the customer intent agent is continuously learning from me and our other service reps how to identify and resolve this and other complex customer issues as they arise. It discovers new intents from customer conversations across all channels by analyzing case notes, transcripts, and summaries, mapping issues to corresponding resolutions that the agent maintains in a library. In parallel, the customer knowledge management agent ensures knowledge articles are kept perpetually current, automatically identifying opportunities to update existing articles or draft new ones based on the discovered insights. The agent autonomously drafts and publishes the content. And since I have oversight, all I have to do is approve the update. And whenever I need a little help diagnosing a customer issue, Copilot will proactively surface prompts fueled by the customer intent agent, as well as the latest guidance harnessed by the customer knowledge management agent. Though for this case, I'm ready to wrap up. Once I finish the chat with the customer, the case management agent will provide a summary and continue managing any follow-up needed for this and my other open cases. Here, the next day, alerting me to an email from the customer. It proactively drafts responses, which I have the option to review and edit before they're sent. Otherwise, the agent will continue monitoring and autonomously responding as needed, until I'm prompted it's time to close the case. Once I confirm, the agent automatically generates wrap-up notes, fills in the resolution details, and closes it for me. Now, the next time a customer reaches out, our self-service tools like chatbots and IVR are ready, dynamically armed with the latest intents and knowledge content, which means fewer escalations for me.
These 3 agents help service reps streamline workflows, focus on high-impact tasks, and eliminate time spent on repetitive work. We talked about a platform that can cover the end-to-end. We talked about customer service, contact center. Now let's focus on the field service part. When we think about a service team, many times it's not just enough to handle customer requests via phone or email. A field technician needs to go on site. This is what field service does. Many organizations are already using Microsoft solutions and with incredible business benefits. For example, Lexmark improved productivity by 20%. DynoNord decreased the time to create a work order from 8 minutes to 2.5 minutes. And J&J Pepsi was able to identify new revenue opportunities, boosting profits by 30 million over 3 years and gaining 10 market share points. I kept Velo to the end because I could share with you some numbers, but I'd rather have you hear those benefits from them. Velo's story brings everything we've discussed to life. It's a powerful example of what's possible when innovation meets execution. So don't just take it from me. Let's hear directly from the people making this happen. Let me introduce you to Daniel and Timo from Velo.
Yes, thanks. Hello. Hi, my name is Daniel, and I'm working for CRM for around 20 years now, and my heart really beats for bridging IT and business. So at Velo, I'm leading the internal CRM consulting team, which is responsible for global implementations and requirements management.
Yeah, and hi, my name is Timo, and just like Daniel, I have my 20-year anniversary in the CRM topic this year. Also from a technical perspective, working with Dynamics CRM since version 3.0, so a long time. My responsibilities at Velo in regards to the topic at hand are that I'm in charge of development and operation of our Dynamics environments. So my team and I basically receive the requirements from Daniel and put them into the system.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us today. To kick things off, could you tell us a bit about Velo and the role it plays in the world?
Sure, we can. So basically, Velo, we are like a multinational technology group. We have 16 main production sites around the globe, so basically worldwide, plus having around 90 sales and service entities in over 50 countries. So our main responsibility is we are moving water to where it is required in an efficient way. And with that, we help to counteract water shortage, secure water supply in, as we call them, like mega cities, and of course in areas of the world where water is difficult to access. So basically our products support saving water and energy. And this is all done with digital-driven innovation to secure ease of use and installation.
What an incredible mission, providing essential services that impact everyone on the planet. That means being ready whenever a customer reaches out is absolutely critical. So you use Dynamics 365 to manage your customer service processes. Could you walk us through how it works for your organization and what makes it effective for your teams?
Yes, we use Dynamics 365 not only for service, but as well for our sales and marketing processes. And as our business requires this, we connect the different modules whenever it makes sense. So basically our business is offering solutions to our customers, which consists of products, and they are combined with services. So like installations, maintenance service, or digital services to remote assistance or like energy audits. So therefore, we need to integrate all our CRM modules to support the business in over 50 different countries, and we are spread across Europe, Asia, Americas. And when it comes to service user numbers, we are like in a 4-digit area working with Dynamics 365.
So generally speaking, we are using the modules sales, field service, customer service, including most recently contact center. We are using customer insights, and we are looking into customer voice as well at the moment. So to us, it's important to have the information from all these different disciplines come together in one place.
Yes, and I would like to highlight when it comes to our field service and the field service process, we are using, I would say, the full scope of options Microsoft offers, plus our own development and additional customizations. So just to give you an example, we of course use the schedule board, which is customized for our global service entities. We have Copilot in place, which is like configured to our business needs, e.g. for summarizing service information. And we utilize prediction scenarios. So like required spare parts predictions. So to help our service coordinators, to help our technicians having the right parts straight away. And what we plan next are Copilot scheduling agents. They are next on our agenda. On top, we also strongly integrated all our CRM processes with our ERP system. This helps for gaining transparency in CRM. Just to give you some examples, we have like product availability at hand in CRM directly. We can automate purchasing processes, or we can automate product delivery to the technicians or to our customers, starting in CRM and then connecting to our ERP system.
So as you can see, so far our efforts were very focused on the field service processes and executing on-site service such as maintenance, break fix, and in some countries also installation. Also handling the repair of products returned to us is part of what we do as process in the field service. We have recently started our pilot for using the contact center, as I mentioned earlier, in our subsidiary in Austria, to also cover this part of the life cycle of the service request, if you want to say it that way. Here we are currently focusing on the voice channel. So that is our first thing that we are doing with Contact Center now. But down the road, we are also planning on using the platform for chat and all the other channels that it holds, maybe not all of them, but some of them. And the goal is to eventually offer also self-services for basic requests, something that we don't do at the moment. So everything goes to our agents in flesh and blood. So so in the future, we would like to replace that with self-services so that we can use the time more efficiently for more complicated requests. And when we look at the life cycle of a service request, the customer has some kind of inquiry and will get in touch with us. This touch point in the future will be handled entirely via Contact Center worldwide. And in the process, we will create a case, and that will then be handed over to field service if there is an intervention needed. And
let me describe briefly how that looks like. So what I try to share now is a day in the life of our field service team. So basically, when you think of starting the journey, there's like an digital service which we provide to our customer, and then the customer is notified by our customer asset that there's like an alert in that direction, and the customer then has like different options to get in touch with us. So could be like getting in touch with us via the contact center. So basically the customer calls in, and we see directly all information, including the locations and installed base from that customer. We can quickly ask questions to identify the system, which is like throwing an alert. And with that, our internal service coordinator can continue to prepare the next steps. So basically, in one scenario, he checks the information. It's like an customer asset at an airport, and we need to fix it. And therefore, in that scenario, the customer would like to have a quote beforehand. So this is as well integrated so that we can make use of the quote module directly in CRM. We share that quote with our customer, and luckily he accepts the quote, and we can continue with the task. There we have like an option built in, like a quote to work order process. So everything is already maintained in the quote. We can avoid double work so that the information, the products, the services are like automatically transferred into the work order for our scheduling team. They, of course, then use the integrated schedule board to find the right technician and dispatch the job to the technician, who will then go on site and take over. The technician is using the field service mobile app, and this is like offline first scenario, as we are quite often in areas with limited access to the internet. And we implemented as well like push notifications so that the technician gets directly on the mobile phone a notification to go to the site to help the customer. We use the mobile app to document the report, to navigate to the customers, and to support basically everything a technician needs to do in CRM. And when this is done, technician reports back, job is finished, and the system is stable again. We hand it over to the invoicing process. So that's then our invoicing department taking over. And there as well, like we explained, we have like integrated our ERP system and then more or less like semi-automate the invoicing process so that we can finish everything when it comes to the field service intervention.
And to top that off, to the whole journey, I mean, in the end, of course, customer insights journeys for the customer satisfaction feedback is still on our list to be implemented. But basically, that sums up the whole process.
Thank you so much for sharing the whole journey. It really helps us understand how a day in the life works for you and your organization. And it's impressive how you've built a connected experience across service, sales, field service and marketing, also the ERP part, creating a unified view of the customer. And what I really liked is that you're not stopping there, because with the contact center rollout in Austria and customer voice for feedback, your transformation continues, and you're improving the service you provide to your customers in a continuous loop. This is clearly a strategic and forward-looking project. So what benefits have you observed so far from using Dynamics 365?
Yeah, and I really liked your wording that we are like in the transformation and that we continue. That is exactly our approach. What we see already now are like, of course, multiple positive impacts. We increase customer satisfaction because we have like custom-made solutions which help them to solve their business needs. So we can focus on solving their business needs. And next to that, we are definitely increasing efficiency in our internal processes, connecting different departments, and we have like full transparency of our installed base. And this allows us really to work proactively, securing stable systems for our customers. I want to highlight that we support as well critical infrastructures, such as hospitals. There is speed and reliability really very essential, and Dynamics 365 helps us on that as well.
And another benefit that I see, and of course this comes from the technician in the room, is that we have this close integration to our ERP system, so that we can run a seamless end-to-end process for the whole process. All the product master data, including pricing information, originates in the ERP system and synced to CRM. There is no need to do this manually. This is real time. But it goes beyond that, because we are querying prices and discounts for each quote and work order, so that we don't have to replicate this whole discount logic in CRM. And we let the systems talk to each other and do the job that they were made for. And that is a big benefit. And to keep everything in sync, that is also has been greatly appreciated from our users. So there is no discrepancy between the two.
Yeah, exactly. And here as well, we don't want to replicate work. And as mentioned earlier, we benefit from predicting the right parts to help with the daily work of our coordinators and technicians. And this avoids double work, and for sure is helping the customer as well.
Yeah. And with the wide variety of our products that we have teams that specialize in certain business areas and product lines. So emails that came in with inquiries or come in with inquiries that are all sent to one address, so one address per country, that is, and hence to one mailbox. So these emails have to be dispatched to the right team to take care of it. And that was actually a manual process so far, and that required for the person actually doing that, of course, this switched from on a day-to-day basis to read the email, including skimming through attachments that can be hundreds of pages long, and to determine which team should take care of this. So as you can imagine, that wasn't really anyone's favorite task to do. We've actually built a very lightweight solution built on Power Automate with an AI model that we are piloting that at the moment, that is sorting through these inquiries and categorizes them automatically. And as you can imagine, the benefit that our users saw in that was that this tedious task that they had to do before now freed up some time in handling the actual inquiries of the customers.
And as the transformation continues, next on our agenda is the Copilot scheduling agent. And here we are curious to test it out and see how it will help us to improve in the future.
Wow. Wow, it's really impressive. And I think that you mentioned something that I often hear from companies, which is the problem of working in silos, while you unifying sales, service, field service, ERP, marketing, you just have a full view of customers, and I mean it looks like it simply works. And so I would say that, I mean, you're increasing customer satisfaction, improving internal efficiency, and also building a roadmap for future innovation with AI. So your story is truly inspiring. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Vilo's story is truly remarkable. Field service is just one piece of a much larger picture. an integrated experience that benefits not only customers, but also service reps and service leaders. What they achieved so far is impressive, and their forward-looking strategy is equally inspiring. Earlier, we touched on autonomous agents in service, and I noticed they mentioned the scheduling operations agents. For those who haven't come across it yet, let's take a quick look.
With Microsoft's Scheduling Operations Agent, managers can leverage AI to find the most optimized schedule for their workforce in Dynamics 365 Field Service. For many businesses, unexpected scheduling changes can occur throughout the day, from weather delays and last-minute cancellations to waiting for parts to arrive, causing a ripple of tedious manual tasks. Today, one of our technicians called to say that their current booking has fallen through, so they're free to take on other work. Using Scheduling Operations Agent, all I need to do is ask the agent to suggest a new schedule and specify which individual to schedule it for. I can also choose what to prioritize when optimizing the schedule, like front-loading high-priority work and factoring in travel time. The agent considers all my recommendations and merges information across disparate systems. An optimized schedule is generated for me to review. What used to be complex and manual is now done in seconds. I apply the suggested schedule, and the technician and customer will be updated. With Scheduling Operations Agent in Dynamics 365 Field Service, managers can leverage AI to easily address unexpected scheduling changes. This reduces the delays in fixing a customer's issues and frees up time for other tasks.
The number of out-of-the-box autonomous agents continues to grow. We've already talked about the case management agent, the customer intent agent, and the customer knowledge management agent, all designed to support service reps. The scheduling operations agent is tailored specifically for field service, helping optimize technician schedules in changing conditions. As Jeff shared earlier, AI enables continuous learning loops, where every interaction becomes an opportunity to improve the next. The system learns, curates new outcomes, and uses that knowledge to support both human agents and, increasingly, to autonomously resolve customer requests. And Microsoft solutions can support you in modernizing your customer service, end-to-end or just with the piece you need. We've explored AI trends, Microsoft's strategy, and how our solutions support evolving customer needs from the perspective of customers, service reps, and service leaders. And we've heard the inspiring stories of Link & Co. and Echo E-Mobility with Capgemini and Velo. So let me now reunite with my partner in crime, Maureen. Hasn't it been amazing so far?
It really has been, and it's not over yet. We still have some compelling insights to share with the audience. For example, the fact that, the real magic happens when business process transformation is combined with innovative technology solutions, massively improving critical KPIs related to each stakeholder, including the customer, service reps, and of course, team supervisors and business leaders. Across the spectrum, there is indeed wide-reaching business and customer value as a result of this effective customer service transformation. And we know at Microsoft about the positive impact given our own internal transformation journey of our customer service and support operations, which spans almost 200 countries, provides support for all Microsoft products and customers from consumers, mid-market to large enterprises, with 145 million interactions per year across all channels.
Microsoft's story is what we often call customer zero. It started years ago and today is at the forefront of adopting AI innovations as they are released. When we talk about service modernization, we often focus on the customer experience and the experience for service reps. But what about supervisors and service leaders? So this time, I'd like to share a different point of view. Jennifer Lowry, customer service lead at Microsoft, shares how she uses Copilot in her daily work.
As one of the support leaders here at Microsoft, my role involves managing daily operations, handling escalations, and ensuring that our customers' most pressing issues are resolved promptly. In case of escalations, I rely on Copilot to provide real-time insights and recommendations. For example, if I receive an email about a critical issue, Copilot provides me with a summary of what's happened and that suggests the best next course of action based on historical data. It helps me to make informed decisions swiftly and effectively. Also, my team is leveraging Copilot to enhance our operations. For example, if a ticket has been open for a very long time with several interactions, Copilot provides a summary with highlights of the most important information and allows us to resolve that issue promptly for our customers. Additionally, it's speeding up our knowledge base search, helping my team to provide personalized, consistent, and connected experience for our customers.
And this builds on the results that Microsoft customer service and support team is already achieving. A 20% reduction in misroutes and a 31% increase in first call resolution thanks to Dynamics 365 and the unification of previously disconnected systems. Now, with Copilot, the impact is even stronger. Average handle time has dropped by 12 to 16%. Service reps can manage 9 to 13% more chat cases, and there's been a nearly 13% decrease in the need for peer assistance when resolving a case. And the transformation does not stop there. The team is already working with autonomous agents. The customer intent agent and the customer knowledge management agent are currently in pilot, while the case management agent has been scaled across the entire commercial business. We've seen it with Lynk & Co., Eneco E-Mobility, Velo, and Microsoft. Major brands across the world are experiencing real, measurable benefits thanks to Dynamics 365. For example, ABN AMRO, one of the largest banks in the Netherlands, adopted Dynamics 365 for its sales and service processes and improved its employee net promoter score by 46%. Sandvik Coromant, a global manufacturing company based in Sweden with 8,000 employees, is using Dynamics 365 Contact Center and has reduced their wait times by 27% and abandon rates by 14%. And Lenovo, using Dynamics 365 Customer Service and Contact Center, has boosted agent productivity by 15%, reduced handling time by 20%, and reached record high customer satisfaction. Each of these companies adopted Dynamics 365 as part of their strategy, tailored to their needs, of course, and they're achieving incredible results. And these are just a few of the many brands leading the way. What they all show us is no matter what industry or scale, organizations are transforming service with Dynamics 365. On their terms, at their pace, and with measurable success.
And I'd like to add also that there are a number of organizations that have actually grown revenue and market share as a result of their customer service transformation. So not only is it a critical part of the customer experience, but also can help in terms of growing your market share and definitely net promoter scores as well as referrals to your brand. For example, Zurich Insurance adopted customer service from a Dynamics perspective, but also coupled it with Dynamics 365 marketing and sales. So now Zurich Switzerland now has a seamless way to maintain a personalized contact with clients at any stage of the customer journey. So as a result of this enhanced customer journey, they've increased their lead quality by over 40%, leading to a better experience and more sales. Also, NatWest Bank has some phenomenal cost savings, but in addition to that, 25 points increased net promoter score. So the metric that says whether or not somebody would refer another banking client to their organization. So that is just a massive increase in the brand and the loyalty of their customers. And so this is a great summary as to why Microsoft for service and for service operations. As mentioned by Maria Luisa earlier today, Microsoft's vision, technology, and infrastructure really helps transform and help organizations take the lead in the age of AI. From a vision perspective, when we launched our Dynamics 365 contact center solution, it's essentially a CCaaS, a contact center as a service. And we were one of the first major vendors to offer not only a comprehensive solution from customer service CRM, as well as contact center as a service and generative AI as one vendor. However, we still give customers the flexibility to keep their existing CRM and grow with Microsoft when they're ready. From a technology standpoint, we've infused Copilot generative AI across all of the service workflow applications to help contact centers solve problems faster, transform the service representative productivity, and reduce costs, all connected to the data that you rely on. And last, certainly not least, Dynamics Contact Center is truly a cloud-native solution. So it's built from the ground up for scalability, reliability, and enterprise-scale security. So this is what customers concentrate on, especially for a mission-critical contact center workload. So, Maria Luisa, what's next for attendees today if they want to learn more? What are your suggestions?
Well, there are many ways to move forward, depending on where you are in your service transformation journey. So if you're looking to explore trends and insights, I recommend the recent white paper from Harvard Business Review, Moving Beyond AI Anxiety to AI Action in the Contact Center. If you're ready to get hands-on, you can take a guided tour of our solution and even start a free trial today. And if you're eager to deepen your knowledge, check out Microsoft Learn, your one-stop destination for training, certifications, and hands-on learning path.
Thank you, Maria Luisa. Super helpful for the audience here today, I'm sure. Thank you all for joining. Please be reminded that we do have the chat window available for another 15 minutes or so. So do keep the questions coming. We're happy to engage and answer them. And shukran, teşekkürler. And it's been a pleasure co-hosting with you, Maria.
Grazie, also from my side to you, Maureen. Merci for being such a great co-host. And thank you also from my side to all attendees, of course. And let me add also gracias to the other amazing speakers from Link & Co, Eneco eMobility, Capgemini, Vilo, and EY. We hope this session sparked ideas and inspiration to help you start or accelerate your own transformation journey. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one.